1, 2.
Welcome, Tim.
Thank you.
I'm going to start right away. We don't have a lot of time today.
I love when you're actually leading this thing. Because I feel like...
But does it make you nervous?
No, it makes me excited, actually.
We're dressed the same again. I told him, he gets up in the morning, he gets ready, and I'm like, I'm just going to follow your lead on outfits. So if you guys don't like colors, all questions for Tim.
What's wrong with the colors? They're perfect.
I actually like this color, but I had to wear a dress to match you.
No, this sweater is actually from another shoot that we did, and we screwed up.
We didn't like it, so we had to reshoot.
Yeah, my energy was like 0. And it's funny because you don't see yourself from a side until you watch the whole thing, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Do you like your energy today? You didn't have coffee, so your energy better be not at 0.
Well, if you keep those questions exciting.
We want to talk about marriage today. Our most perfect marriage.
Yeah.
A lot of people oftentimes say they look from a side, especially on social media. I think people think that we have the most perfect marriage.
Yeah, it's because social media.
Yes. And also people that see us together, that we're often together, they think that we have like this amazing, perfect marriage. And I don't want to share necessarily what specifically to do, but more of our story, how we work on our marriage and some of the spicy stuff and kind of like our story, like the buildup of our marriage. I feel like we shared our stories individually, but the buildup.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, I mean, I'm within distance of you pinching me. I mean, you don't have to go hard, but please do so.
But yeah, so I have some notes on my phone, just a little bit. I want to ask you, like starting with this, what is a definition of a good marriage to you, or what would you say made our marriage really good? What would you say was like the saving grace for our marriage?
So the question is, what is the definition of marriage? That's different.
Good marriage.
I was saying, okay, good marriage is when, as a guy, when I want to come home. If I don't have a good marriage, I'm not going to want to go home. To me, that's the definition.
But what if you work at home? You're stuck at home.
No, well, I have to. That doesn't mean I want to. And I think working home is probably going to be more likely if you have a good marriage or not, right? What is the other question?
What do you think made our marriage really good? Like over the years, what do you think were your highlights and what made our marriage successful?
I was never taught this. I was never told about this because my perception of marriage was very, very different. I thought I'm going to grow a very big beard, which turns out I can't grow a beard. And I thought I'm going to have 6 kids. I'm going to have an obedient wife because that's the way I was taught. Like, hey, you got to have that structure. And so I'm like this, I don't know, some prophet of some sort in the family and everybody listens to me. Or at least that's how I was brought up thinking, right? And the whole thing about, I don't know. Okay, that was my perception. That was my genuine perception. When I got married.
So when we get married, Tim says that he wants to have 6 kids. And I was like, can I point a little bit just for a second? I was like, oh my gosh, I really like this guy, but dang, 6 kids is a lot. But I never really voiced it to you. Like, you want a minivan family.
Oh, yeah.
You did. And I was like kind of freaking out inside. I was like, dang, I'm kind of scared of a lot of kids. But I never said anything to you about kids. The kids' decision was all you.
Yeah. I think a lot of things you say early in the marriage is like, dude, you don't even know what a marriage is.
Okay. And what did it turn out to be then?
Well,
that was your perception. What was the perfection?
Yeah. Well, that's interesting because when we got married and even us, after we got engaged and everything, we had a whole, slightly over 6 months, I believe, right? Or roughly 6 months. I got to see a different image of you. I got to see, there's one thing that you were taught and another thing that you actually get to experience. I got to see that you have a persona, like personality.
A lot of attitude definition.
Yeah, which was actually the attractive part. He said, I wanted somebody with a little bit of attitude, but someone with good intention. So whenever I see a perfect person, that's not my thing. But I said, like, you have an opinion to things and you have excitement to life and you want to chime in. We're like, hey, and I would be like, yeah, let's go over there. Or like, our car is located in this location. Like, no, I don't think so. Because remember, one of the first arguments I think we had is we were walking somewhere to our car and I was like, what do you mean? Like, I know where the car is. You're like, no, the car is actually at a whole different location. And that's a silly thing, but it made
Was
me
I
realize,
right?
I don't remember. I think I might have been right in that part, but
You're better about finding car. I'm
mm,
just curious.
I don't know. But it was, to me, it was one of those things like, okay, wait, you have like, almost, it sounds weird, but, and I'm sure not everybody was walking the same paths, but to me it's like, okay, wow, so that's interesting. Like, she's in the same level as I am. That's how it was to me. And so when we talked about like early marriage, like where we want to live, what we want to do, you were always in the conversation. I thought I'm just going to tell you what to do, not in that regard, but that's the way I was taught. I'm just going to listen to your opinion, and then I'm going to decide for it. And I'm like, wait, she cares about this stuff. And the whole thing, the whole opinion of what marriage is, I think shifted. And to me, it became more about friendship and understanding and caring for each other's feelings. You know, I feel like I'm drifting away from the subject. Oh, I'm horrible at this.
No, you're
Um,
not. I like this. I do like how you brought
yeah.
up the way first stages, because I mean we've been married for 20 years almost.
And we come from
Um,
this conservative backgrounds. I would like to say that from the perspective of conservatism, my family did not consider themselves conservative, but from from a
Outside
perspective
world
of just being a regular American, we're pretty darn
conservative.
not conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we allowed at the very first years of marriage, like you were like, well, my dad paid bills, so I'm gonna pay bills.
Yeah, that's the way I was
And
taught.
and then you miss a bill, and I'm like, something's not going right here.
Well,
And then I was like, maybe I'll do the bills and you do something else, and we started splitting
and
roles.
this is really cool because like all of a sudden, like quickly learned that you're good at some stuff and I'm good at others, and I don't have to take your work if you're good at it. Why would I do that? And as a matter of fact, speaking of bills, I was quickly able to find out if you are in charge of paying bills,
Finances.
you're not as reluctant to spend money. All of a sudden, you're talking about saving money and everything. This is great. I mean, this is like,
This is the financial secret to success?
yeah.
It's like make the wife pay bills. She's gonna worry about how much money you have in a bank account.
It added some type of responsibility. And then anything you ever do, like, me, I never said no. Well,
Yeah.
maybe a couple times, right? But
You mean with finances?
yeah.
Yeah, you have said no when I just get off the track or
But in general, I don't even ask like, hey, do you have enough money there? It's just because you are responsible, because you assume that role that you liked, I guess, from the very beginning, and just added some sense of responsibility, and I don't have to worry about it.
I said in a prior podcast that I don't do accounting.
Mhm.
Oh, the company would go broke. We haven't gone broke yet.
No.
I guess I do some accounting, right?
Yeah, and to add to that, so it's interesting how we kind of integrate it, because when it comes to contracts and legal stuff, I take care of that.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah. So
Yummy.
sometimes, like when we had to establish the business and everything, I didn't do the accounting, but I had to learn certain forms of it because there's a lot of like legal papers and everything, all the documents, which is, again, we're just filling these gaps.
You know what's interesting? You're saying all of this stuff, and I was thinking, somebody asked me the other day, who wears the pants in the family? Or I don't know why we were talking about this. And I think I answered first, and then you answered. And I
Yeah.
feel like, so I'm going to share this since this is a marriage topic. I feel like there's no such a thing right now, like in current society, who wears the pants in the family.
You don't need to wear the pants.
Yeah, nobody needs to wear the pants because
Mhm.
you can split roles and help each other. You're a team, so you can help each other out.
Yeah.
So are you saying that the success to our marriage is the
So-
teamwork?
Yeah, so I don't think marriage is someone needs to wear the pants. It's a ridiculous comparison, I think. A marriage is like a puzzle, the two pieces coming together to fit the picture, right? If you are the bright sky and I'm the green grass, like, I do not need to be the blue sky because I'm green. You know what I mean? So I think
That's
that,
true.
yeah, it's a puzzle that you fill in, like, hey, I can do this the best. I can do this the best. And that's what it is.
Okay. So those were the first early years. Let's go talk about the early years. What were the struggles during the first years?
I totally did not answer the question, but let's
I
walk
guess
that
we'll
side.
shift it. It's okay. We're just gonna go along with your shift. We're doing
Slowly
this and then
creeping.
like winning.
Yeah, yeah. Slowly creeping up into answering. What was the thing? What was the early?
What were the struggles during the early years?
Mm, mm. Oh, that's interesting. I need to think about that one. What are the struggles early on? I think we had two different characters, and man, I'm still learning
We
about
still
this.
do.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I was feisty.
yeah. You were
I
quick.
had so much energy. Our communication style was so different. So this is gonna be
Yeah.
very raw. Tim would not like Tim and I would get into an argument and we'll be sitting there. He's just like, you go cool down. And I'll be like, are you kidding me? You want me to cool down? You never tell somebody to cool down, first of all. And I'll be like, are you kidding me? You can't tell me to cool down. And I just get frustrated. But we're at one conference one time. Actually, this conference, I feel like really got rid of that struggle for us, where the person was saying that if you are the person that is just like feisty and loud and this, you're a bad one. And what were you like? You were like sitting there. What was your reaction? It was
So,
like,
well, yeah. He said if you are, no, yeah. He's like if you're having an argument and you are like yelling back and all that stuff, it's bad. And I'm like, yep, that's true. I'm not definitely not yelling back. And he's like, if you don't do anything, you just sit in one spot and just like not acting on it, that's also bad. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I thought he was going to say that's good. And he said, what you're supposed to do is you can't lock yourself away from your, spouse. You have to talk. You don't yell, but you have to talk.
and one of the things why would get me worked up, because when you would shut down and be quiet, I felt like you didn't care. And that just would break me every time. I was like, man, I am so worked up here. Why am I so upset? And Tim doesn't care. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
And so, like, it seemed like you were a ball of energy, and I thought you were undisciplined. That was my little thing. And here I am. I am the one that can put myself together and I'm just like, all right, I don't want to talk to you. You figure yourself out. I mean, honestly, like, neither one of us was perfect, and it does get worked up within time. Like, you're not as
oh yeah, I don't have that energy.
Yeah.
I'm old.
no, it's not old. It's now you can control yourself. You understand what's good, what's not.
I think I'm wiser. Oops.
Wiser.
I think I'm wiser with the way we communicate right now. When we get upset, I often say, hey, you're my best friend. I am really upset with you right now. So as a best friend, you need to hear me out because you suck right now. So I'll say that stuff, but like, it's not in the
It's
same energy,
easier.
but you react. And I love that you react because I feel like you care. Because if you didn't care, oh man, if you acted the same way that you did at the beginning of marriage, I would still feel frustrated. I think I would still get worked up because I would feel like I was neglected.
I think within time you learn so much about yourself. You actually, and especially when you have kids, your kids carry your genes, and they actually carry your
Behavior,
behavior.
habits.
And it's like it's one of those things like, aha, that's why she does this. Oh, and it's honestly, this is one of the best things about having kids is because you actually learn about each other. Sounds weird. I never knew this until we had kids. And our kids have, I don't know how, but one of them is completely her and one of them is completely me. And it's just like that made me understand you so much more to a point. Like even when we argue, I'm like, okay, I get why she's doing this. She's not doing it because she's being bad. She's just doing it because of her character. For example, I thought I was always lazy because I'm bad. And later on, when I grew up, I'm like, wait, that's my character. It's not that I'm lazy. My mind just goes down the tunnels every time.
So would you say that we're going to jump all over the place, apparently. Would you say we still argue or we still have, because people always say you're perfect. Would you say we're perfect?
I think when people say argue, a lot of people, they base the definition based on their own experience, right? Some people will argue like this. I don't agree. They go to different rooms. That's argument. Some people, they throw things at them. Like, that's an argument. So when you say, do we argue?
Do we throw things?
Well, we definitely don't throw things, right? So do we have disagreements? Absolutely, all the time.
Literally every day.
Every day. You and I are two completely different people. Like, so different. It's absolutely insane how different we are. I don't even know.
And we don't get worked
Yeah.
up with them. So because and I love, like, I don't know how you feel about that, because I am so direct and I am so honest and so open all the time. I love that we can, like, oh, you didn't like this, we don't hold it inside anymore. Do you still hold things inside? Because your personality trait is you
No.
do hold things inside.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you hold it inside with the marriage too, or?
No, and that is my, I don't know if you, weakness or my character. I don't know what it is, but like, yeah, I technically hold things. Do I hold it? I mean, sometimes there will. I mean, that's my natural character. I hold things, so it's not like it disappeared.
What are you holding against me?
But in general, when we have good relationships, I don't. So if it will be like a heated argument, then obviously I'll hold it at that time. There's, even when we talk and kind of resolve it, there's certain things inside of you that still stay for a day or something. It's not because I'm like I'm holding a grudge. It's just, there's some people who can explain themselves really well during an argument. You did this wrong, that wrong, that wrong. I can't do that. I just think something is not adding up.
When you say some people, are you referring to me?
I think you're excellent at that.
I just, not fair.
Yeah, it's just like, but some things are like, I get it. Like, you just explained it. You sound very right.
So I'm very confident.
Very confident too. But something's not adding up. And therefore I just say, I don't know. Let me think about it. And I walk away. Do I hold it that time? Yes. Do I hold it for a long time? No, because I think we have a very open,
So let's talk about the open communication, open relationship. I think it's one of the things that
it's not an open relationship, it's an open communication. I was looking for the right words there.
Relationship is closed.
Yeah. No guests allowed, but it is an open communication.
Open communication. You always say that. Yeah. I was actually, when I asked you the very original questions, like, what is the secret to success? I was gonna expect you to say that, to be very honest.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit. I think that's one of your biggest key points, and I'll share mine. What I think is the biggest secret to the most successful marriage for me personally, I think. Okay. Or it can work for everybody. This formula will just be like, boop.
Oh, wow. Okay. So like I said, when we first got married, my perception of things, the way I was taught, all of a sudden got invalidated very quickly. One of the things that I decided, hey, I'm just going to start with the basics, and I'm going to start doing what I think is right. And one of those things, like obviously love and all that stuff, but one of those things is transparency. I'm like, why am I going to hide myself and who I am from my wife? Because and that's one of the things I was taught when I was little, some of the examples, hey, if you built a house on a rock, it's going to stand. If you built it on the sand, it's going to collapse. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, it really matters. Like, I don't get life well, but it really matters how we built it. So I'm just going to build it honestly.
Also, I think it goes into like basic things. I have a lot of, or not necessarily my girlfriends, but people that I know or heard the stories before. I hid this purchase from my husband, or I hid this from my husband. Yeah. Oh, my husband doesn't know I did this. And I'd be like, what? Like, that does not make sense to me.
I didn't have any purchases to hide. No, that's not the conversation we held.
I know, but like, it was just like in general, like, this is the basic things. But everything in our lives was very, very open, transparent.
If you are not, and this is what I'm learning with the time, if you are not transparent from the very beginning, okay, I'm just talking from a guy's point of view, and then your wife comes and finds out something about you, and she's like, all of a sudden, like,
the trust is broken.
The trust is broken.
Absolutely, and there's no trust forever. Like,
and that is so much worse because
absolutely,
yeah.
So here's what's important to me. Can I share?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it. Do you know what it is? I'm kidding. Love languages. I think it's important to understand each other's love languages, because if you're not fulfilling, and this is a very common book that everybody reads or whatever, but I think if you're not fulfilling each other's love languages, like for me, spending time together and physical touch. I love cuddles.
So that's the foundation to marriage.
For me, cuddles.
Cuddles. That's easy.
I love cuddles. But I think it's funny because I have this strong personality and I have this soft side that Tim sees only basically, and people don't really know my soft side.
Yep, you have to get to the soft side.
Yeah. But definitely spending time together. So I think when we spend time together, goes in with your honesty and directness and things like that, we get to know each other more.
Yeah.
It gives an opportunity to be with each other. I notice that like whenever you get on these
Yeah,
projects
yeah.
with work, when we like redesign the website or whatever, sometimes you'll work really long hours, really long shifts, and I will be like, man, I haven't seen you forever. So finding time for each other, I feel like is so crucial.
Yeah. That's very true. And I think overall it's really cool to build your life. Like we actually built our life to spend as much time as possible together. And I guess I mean I know like a lot of people are not as fortunate to work with each other their whole lives, right?
Yeah.
Because there's different kind of fields, but that helped a lot.
But a lot of people also say I wouldn't be able to work with my spouse
Mhm.
because
Is
they
that a good
can't.
thing?
No judgment, like to each its own. A lot of people say that they cannot work with their spouse. I love working with you. Maybe because it is my love language. I love seeing you around.
I cannot picture a relationship. So I learned not to judge people because some people definitely have different relationships that goes against how I understand, but it works for them. But I don't understand how you cannot want to work with your spouse. To me,
Maybe
that's
it's
a
the
bad
break
indicator.
and like missing each other later. I don't know. A lot of people do say that they can't work with their spouse. So our life was like this. We get married. We get the insurance job, which we talked about in my episode. If you want to go listen to that. But then we work together. Then we take that break. We're always together. And then after that, you get a job in Seattle. And I'm home with babies. Well, they're now in school, preschool. And I'm like, I miss you like crazy. And you're like, well, maybe you can get a job in Seattle. And we lived about an hour away from Seattle. And you literally apply for a job for me. They call me 5 months later. I go for an interview and I get a job. And we start commuting together.
Yeah, you work
we
like
worked
across
a block
the
away
yeah.
from each other. So we'd have coffee together, we'd carpool together. At some point early on, we couldn't carpool because we had kids to take to school until we got a good nanny. But we're always together. So that spending time together was so crucial and important to us. But it worked I think it worked in our favor. But let's talk about seasons though. I feel like even like being together all the time, there are seasons that you're just annoyed at each other. You are just in a season of hard and it's not I think we have been through it when kids were both in diapers, we're exhausted. When you're tired, I get cranky when I'm tired. I think there are seasons in marriage, and I think this is something that if you are going through a season of hardship, I want you to hear this part because I think there is brighter, like there's spring after winter, they say.
Yeah.
There's always brighter side behind this. I almost want to get emotional
Really?
because it just breaks my heart when people are in a hard season of
What's
marriage.
a hard season too? Was it like having kids or having financial strain? Because we had through
we have been through both.
Yeah.
I think lawsuit that we went through, we can share about that later on too. Lawsuit was a really hard season for us where I almost lost trust in you too. Not that it was your fault, but I just didn't like you were the good guy, but everybody was a bad guy to me in that season.
Yeah.
I was just struggling big time, and it wasn't even on you, but for the longest time after, I couldn't trust you too. And I even told you it would get you upset because you were the good guy.
Yeah. I was like, I just laid my life for everybody, and here you are.
And even your wife turns against you. We should talk about that
That's
in one of those episodes. But like,
yeah, that person ended up on America's wanted list too.
I think there are seasons in marriage that you kind of have to push through.
Yeah.
We're in a good season right now.
Yeah.
Push through, not to give up, because a lot of people just like, I want to throw in a towel.
The thing that makes me want to pull through a season is like, hey, if I can withstand the winter, I'm definitely going to enjoy the summer. Yeah. So when we had this, like I said, financial strains or something, so as a guy, or maybe guys are different. To me, that's the hardest part, because I'm like, hey, that's the one where I need to provide for my family. I guess I have this traditional sense of.
I never have that expectation.
You're saying, really? You don't. That's interesting, but I just feel that burden myself. But I'm like, hey, you know what? This is good for me. If I can push myself through, it means we can push ourselves. We can definitely enjoy when we have an abundance of everything. So,
okay, I'm gonna ask you one more thing. Let's talk about marriage myths and misconceptions.
Oh. Myths and misconception.
Like if somebody like outside of marriage, or they're just getting married.
Okay, so
or some of yours.
Yeah.
Well, you already shared about it.
No, I think in general right now, okay, we are in almost 20 years married. the biggest myth and misconception. A man comes in and he thinks he will get praised. You will not get praised. You will get questioned. Okay, as a man, you have to earn praise. Praise is definitely earned. It's not, you don't get it.
I also think regarding that topic, praise and earning praise, I actually think that if you praise a husband, if you talk down on your husband and push him down, he's going to feel like crap. I was going to say the S word.
Yeah.
But like he's going to feel pretty crappy. And the crappy person, this is actually really...
It's an investment. It comes back
it's an investment. And a crappy person is going to treat you crappy. So if you treat him like royalty, he's going to treat you like royalty. I always say when we have an argument, I say for investment or a marriage, I do not want to argue right now because you've been upset. It's not good for me. So I'm selfish when I apologize because it's benefiting me. It's benefiting both. And I always also say, it's like, why argue for longer than you should unless you're out? I am not planning to be out of this marriage. There's zero plans for that. I'm not planning to ever leave you. Yeah. So no matter what argument is, I better work it out now than dragging it out because it's exhausting for both of us.
Yeah, that's true.
What is your favorite date night activity? Rapid fire question for you.
Explore a new area and maybe like coffee or something like that.
We love driving around neighborhoods too. Looking at new homes. That's fun. Just spending time together. I love spending time together with you. So, what's one word that describes our marriage?
Oh, geez. Oh.
I'm not going to say it.
What is somebody that wobbles?
Не валяйка. Is that what it is? The doll duff wobbles?
Yeah, the one that like, it goes like, you try to drop it and it goes like, boom.
Yeah, in Russian it's не валяйка.
We never had it. I don't think we had it, but every other family has it.
It's like a Russian doll, or Ukrainian, whatever, Soviet Union doll that stands like this, and the way the magnets or the balancing inside is like if you make it fall, it'll get back up.
Stands back up. Is that our marriage? I don't think it falls. I think we're pretty darn strong, especially with the honesty. Yeah, we're pretty darn strong.
Okay, so one word that describes for me is partnership.
One word that describes what?
Our marriage.
Oh,
partnership.
Okay.
Sounds really dry.
So the question is one word that describes our marriage?
Uh-huh.
And you said partnership.
You don't think so?
I think it's the biggest fear is that we're going to turn into partners.
But like a good kind of partnership. Like we're partners.
Remember the other time we were talking about like, man, we're such great partners. Only if we don't turn into partners, like we continue being lovers.
No, partnership in every way possible. We don't have to get non-PG here.
Yeah. So I think in the way
partnership with like a full heart in it.
Yeah. I think we naturally built up each other. Everything that you lack, I do. Everything that I lack, you do. And it builds us great partners.
Also, what's interesting is, I'm going to add a little bit of note about marriage. What you did really good, built up each other. I was so shy and so insecure when we got married. I just did not want, I would never do this 20 years ago. This was definitely not my forte. If you met me 15, 18 years ago, I would be like hiding and not speaking, even though I'm very outspoken, but I'm like only in like a very tiny environment. Only when I knew people really well. But I always say, Tim made a monster out of me. He gave me so much confidence, I can care less.
You're like a dusted Ferrari. I just came up, I cleaned you. Like, wow, I didn't even know I'm a Ferrari.
Oh, wow, that's sweet. That is sweet. Thanks for calling me Ferrari. I'll take it.
I like Ferraris.
What's the best marriage advice you ever received?
Best marriage advice is the one we learned. Advice? Okay.
Yeah, the conference thing.
The conference thing was
I think that was our biggest, for me, that was a life-changing.
Don't hold your grudge. Don't yell. Just talk. That's a tough thing to do.
What was the most romantic your spouse has ever done for you?
Most
romantic
thing?
Uh-huh.
Your spouse has done for you?
Yeah.
Let me sleep in.
Tim is a late owl or night owl? Night owl?
Night owl. Yeah.
Late owl.
Yeah. I just don't want to be woken up early. Like, hey, 6 a.m. I like to let me sleep.
Because you like to work late.
I don't like to. It's when my brain wakes up.
Oh, if you want to hear about Tim working late, you can listen to it in his episode, very first one that we did.
I don't. Does it have that?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, I cannot go to sleep when I have so much work left. So I just work and work and work.
That's when your brain works the best.
Yeah.
Okay, but truly, what is the most romantic thing?
That's it.
There's no way. Whatever.
Um,
Okay, I'm gonna be very cheesy right now.
be cheesy.
V-
Like, I'm not romantic. You know what? Okay. Yes. Like I love to talk about feelings. I love road trips with you. I love when you care for me. I do. But it's not like, oh, you brought me roses. I don't have that.
Well, I don't buy you roses. That'd be weird.
That would be weird, but I just
Okay, most romantic is our 10-year anniversary, so you have to beat it next year. There's 28th coming up, when you did like 10 different activities for like.
wait, I thought it was you doing it for me.
No, what is the most romantic thing the spouse has done for you?
Oh, I thought you were talking about what you did for me. I'm like, you're not romantic to me. You're just nice and
Oh,
stuff.
no. What you have done for me
Oh,
was
yeah.
our 10-year anniversary. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah. Okay. Then that's a question for you. Yeah.
That's the question for me. Yeah, that was really sweet. But you have done a lot of other things, like random things that I want, and I like at first you say that like
Yeah.
this nail right here. You're like, no, we're not buying a
Oh.
nail. Then you go and buy it.
Yeah.
Those are sweet things.
Yeah. I don't want to do things just because other people do it. That's what makes it kind of weird.
Yeah, I appreciate it. What is your spouse most annoying habit? Oh my gosh.
Spouse most annoying habit. I can't floss my teeth next to you.
That's mine.
Like, am I supposed to floss teeth? I mean, I'm supposed
Go
to.
floss teeth in another room. I can't handle
you can
it.
hear me in another room.
Stresses me out. It gives me
Yeah.
anxiety.
It's strange. Okay.
Annoying habit of yours?
I don't have
Can I share one that you don't like about me? Is when I leave the doors open.
Mm,
Even in the car, like every door. Like I leave the car, I leave the door open, and you're like, man, somebody, I needed to like close the door.
You don't close your toothpaste, the shampoo. And it's funny because one of the shampoo bottles,
Everybody's welcome everywhere.
one of the caps broke. And she's like, oh, no, I can't close it because the cap broke. So I bought the glue. I fixed the cap. And guess what? It was still open. And I got a little
I
upset.
think I broke it.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Yeah, right.
No, I didn't, but I actually don't like closing things. Except like kitchen cabinets I close. If you were to travel anywhere with your spouse right now, where would you go?
Like, I want to go but I want to take kids with us to Bora Bora just before like their last thing. If I could travel anywhere with you, that'd probably be Europe. Just
Where?
you and I. Well, we love Italy a lot. We're thinking about going to Ukraine. Just in general, anything where we can just walk in the evening, explore, meet people. I love meeting people, and that's it.
I should answer the question. I
Yeah.
want to go to Bali
Okay, I know where Bali is.
and Thailand. Those are two places that I would love to go with you. I don't know if I want to go right now because the travel is so long,
It's super long.
but I would love to go there. Okay, hold on my watch.
It's cheap massages. That's what I hear.
No, I do not want to get massages there. That's for sure.
I mean, like on the safe street or something. Yeah.
No, thank you. I just want to go see it. Food. We love Thai food. That
Yeah.
is
Oh,
so
the Thai
good.
food. Oh my God. I want my
But-
Pad See Ew.
But I definitely am with you. In current season of life, I would definitely pick up tomorrow and go to Europe
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
Who is the fun parent?
Oh, well, that's not that easy. Well, who is the most needy? No, whose parent do we most need? Like, we definitely need you. It's like you were gone to Florida, and our youngest is like, oh, I kind of like mama not here. I can just relax.
So rude.
But when she came back and she made the food, he's like, oh, I forgot how much I miss her.
See, I'm telling you, I'm doing everything for you guys. Sometimes I
Yeah.
do feel like I do everything for everybody.
This is hard to say.
You know what's funny? People say, this is the image I had when we had boys. I was like, I'm going to be the princess in the family. Yeah, right. I am the Cinderella movie. I am
You're-
the Cinderella in the
You're
family.
naturally not like a princess. Like, you're not
No,
a
I
girly
love doing
girl.
stuff.
You're not a girly girl.
And my love language is to serve. So that's probably naturally why I fell into my lap.
Yeah.
And the fun parent, I didn't answer that. I definitely think that you're the fun parent. I think you can be strict and you cannot do anything wrong for boys. And you're amazing fun
I think
parent.
right now in this season, it's important to make friends with kids. So our boys are 14, almost 15, and 16. and they're at the age where you cannot train them. Let's say you already had your time. I mean, like, you do it when they're little. So right now you just enjoy and you spend as much time as possible with them. You be the best friends with them. And it's a very, very fun moment.
Okay, one more rapid fire question. Who's a better spouse? I'm just messing
Yes,
around.
ma'am. You're a much better spouse.
I'm just messing around. We wrap it up here.
Yeah.
And maybe they can tell us who's the better spouse. Probably you win. You always win.
Goodness,
Tim
why do you
always
have to-
wins.
Why do we have to make it a challenge?
It's always a competition.
It's always competition. You can have that one. Like, actually, a
Ouch.
fun fact about us: like, I have zero competition.
Yeah, you do. We did a challengers. We did a test.
And that was
and-
on my last part. Like,
Yes.
of all the characters, my last one.
You do. Like, you're number what?
I'm an achiever, but
Achiever.
I'm not a challenger.
I am a challenger, but in an achiever, there is a competitive side too.
Yes. So what it means is, like, I will achieve something, but I never challenge against other people.
I
Like,
don't challenge it against other people.
like
I challenge myself a lot.
people around me, like, I can achieve. I will win when we talk about long term. I will not. If we race in something, if we do something right now, I will not, like, even challenge myself on it. I don't care. Like, I really
now
don't
when you're
care about
playing
anything.
table tennis or flexing
Even-
or
yeah.
push-ups,
Yeah, even that. No, even that. Like, I'm not competitive at all. But
you always
long
win.
terms, my goals are very, very strong. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
well, I was just messing around with the competing because I don't compete against other people. Just tell everybody that I don't compete against other people. You're not gonna tell them?
Okay, I'll just end here.
No, no, you
Oh.
have to say it.
You don't
Or we
compete
cut it.
against- you-
I don't compete
you
against other
compete.
people.
You compete against yourself.
You wink? Do you need to wink? Oh, actually, we never answer if we argue. Do we ever argue?
Absolutely.
How often?
So, okay, arguing has different definitions based upon who you ask. Do we disagree? Absolutely. Do we throw things at each other? No. How
we
much
yell?
we are excited when we talk. There's definitely that sense of
We
excitement.
don't really yell.
No, absolutely. We don't talk like this. We
So
say
you say we yell?
we talk very authoritarian.
Yeah, we talk with authority.
This is what I said. No, you do not understand correctly. This is how it works.
No, but we don't, like, our kids don't, I don't think our kids have heard
That's
us
very rare.
argue
That's
or
very rare.
yell in forever. But if we do have an argument, we don't mind them seeing it because
Yeah.
I want them to understand what healthy and normal
Yeah.
life is.
So we're both very vocal people. Let's not lie about that. We're very
Yeah.
vocal people.
Yeah.
And we disagree a lot on many, many things. But it's just, I don't think that's a shameful thing. It's just your character. We're both
You say your
expressive.
character. What about your character?
Our character. I just in general. That's my character too, by the way. But we're both
The
very
way you said it, it's like it's your character.
we're both very expressive, but it's the way, you resolve it, how you resolve it. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's what I think. Honesty is very amazing, because if you have no trust, I mean, all you can do is just keep on hiding away every character, just keep on walking away, and it just builds up more and more differences.
I actually think that's probably one of the reasons why we still have our arguments, quote unquote, because we say directly what we think right away, and we don't like, oh, it's okay, I'll just hang in there.
Yeah.
We don't want to hang in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Wrap it up.
That's all. Thank you for having
wanna
me
be
on your
married?
show.
Still want to be married?
I think so. I
Yes.
don't know.
Are you happily married?
As long as
Do
you
need to
make
wink?
As long as you make it exciting enough. I don't like boring marriages.
Okay, guys. Well, this is a wrap for today. This was fun. It was fun to walk down the memory lane and share a little bit more about us. And now you're disappointed probably in us. And we'll see you again next time.
See you guys next time.
The perfect couple is gone out of the room.